Hi, Leo. It has been a while since we had a nice, joyful, sunny reading. So I thought, why not wake up, wear something bright, okay, hanged man, and do your reading. And then I woke up and it was really windy and really cold and raining. Super gray. So then I thought, oh, okay. So not only is Leo in need of the sunshine tower, but so are we. So that means Leo's going to have to bring the sunshine. Cool. But you guys also need it because things are a bit difficult. So you need the sunshine, but we also need you to bring it to us. You guys are a little frazzled. Can you see it in me? Because your energy is a little worried. But no need to worry. It is the beginning of a very powerful phase and you are already feeling the effects of it. But May will bring you a pretty good idea of what you can expect. And what can you expect? You can expect... You can expect all the things that meant so very much. All the ways in which you really do go out of the way to present. The way you present is because of what you hold dear. What you hold dear, and therefore what you present and how you show up in the world. Because how you show up has everything to do with what you care about, is going to change. So when what you care about changes and then how you present yourself changes, what's going to change next? Who you attract. This Three of Cups will not go away, so we're going to pick that up. And Page of Cups, Three of Wands, Five of Cups, Ace of Swords, and the Seven of Swords. Okay, so I want you to look at these cards. I'm just going to talk to you very briefly, and then we can get into it, because this is like, I don't know, it was Libra's reading where I was like, you really don't need to look at me. You need to look at these cards. So we need the sunshine. You need to be the battery that brings us that sunshine, but you guys are out of sorts and frazzled, and I understand that because I've tried to get the reading off and running, just get everything organized, and every time I do it, something seems to pull me back, and something else that's important, my time gets diverted and I end up doing it, and then I'm like, no, this is important. So I think what's happening is that you are constantly and consistently putting something in front of yourself, and in a lot of ways you have suffered and feel stagnant because of it. Your own personal life, your own emotional life has suffered because perhaps you put a job that is ungrateful, or perhaps you put a partner that is ungrateful before you, and now that is becoming clear that you invested in and were loyal to perhaps things that were to your detriment. But have no fear, because the Three of Cups is also a card of celebration. Now, can it apply to the Tower and Five of Pentacles? And are many of you dealing with having found out about a third party in dealing with in relation to a situation where you felt very stuck and that things weren't moving? I think I'm tripping over my words because you guys really don't want to hear this. I really want to do a happy, fun, sunny reading. I really, really do. But these cards are trying to walk you through what's going on exactly right now, as opposed to the next, chunk of years. But I think it's doing the best with what it has energy wise. And I think it's actually very positive, but let me show you what I mean. I don't think it's going to make sense if you can't see the cards. So just give me 1 second because I have to move the apparatus to bring the screen down. But before I go, let me say this. Because so much of your life is going to change and because of so much of what you value will shift, you will experience a lot of new and a lot of ends. And your nerves have to be able to withstand it. And I think that's where the bringing the sunshine, the fun comes in. You will experience a lot of times in the coming years that will feel like the Tower moment, and it will be up to you to find the celebration within it. And instead of mourning those 3 cups instead of mourning them, to celebrate them. That is your choice. You can stand over them and look at them having spilled, or you can be here. Now, if you're sad for a time when you did feel this way because you don't feel this way anymore, that is a mental game. That's a choice you're making. And that's one of the themes that this transit will explore with you. Your reality will shift because when what's important to you shifts, everything does. It is going to be fun because change is fun, learning is fun, growing is fun. But sometimes we have to unlearn certain things before we can learn new things and grow. And unlearning may involve leaving situations that no longer work, cutting off people who are obviously deceptive. Unlearning can have a lot to do with admitting that you're wrong. It can have a lot to do with bruising the ego. Excuse me. And that the ego is going to get bounced around a little bit during these transits, but I'll show you why and what I mean. I'll be right back. Hi. All right. Now, the reason there's so much kind of anticlimactic, deceptive stuff going on is because the parts of your life that are going to change require first the breaking of the bone before it can be reset. And the breaking of the bone involves the Tower energy, the 7 of Swords, the 3 of Cups, and then the rest of it is the fallout from the breaking of the bone. So then you have to rest. You feel this sadness is one of the things that is to be broken away. This sadness is one of the things to be broken away. To me, the most important card in the reading is the Ace of Swords because it is a cutting away of everything that is not positive and new and innocent and love-based. For me, this Uranus transit for you will be like an ego cleanse. And that may not be your bag. That may not be what you're about. This may be an inconvenient time to have an ego cleanse. Kind of like doing a juice cleanse during your wedding. You know what I'm saying? Not before the wedding, during the wedding. But maybe I'm being too harsh. Maybe there is still time. So what if I told you that instead of having to do the juice cleanse, which causes obvious gastric issues during your wedding, you could do it before your wedding? Wouldn't that be great? So, since your season is coming up and since the ego cleanse commences as of the middle of May, why don't we get kickstarted on it early? And so we have some real positive, wonderful vibes moving into the Leo season, moving into the Uranus transit, into that area of your life where the ego has a tendency to hide in the dark corners. And where is that part of you where the ego can very easily hide and not be found? Well, behind that which you value and love. Because for Leos, that's such a blanket, what they value and love. What you value and love is such a blanket that underneath it can be hidden a multitude of sins. And what is that multitude of sins that one looks the other way from as a Leo when your heart has decided that this person is one of you? Yeah? What are you willing to overlook? Deception? Deception? Lethargic moods, sadness, grief of another, also within yourself. You're willing to tolerate a lack of abundance, sadness, despair, violence, anger, people who are deeply unreliable and therefore very hurtful, situations that make you feel stuck, where you don't know where you stand, where you are forced to be stagnant. You will allow and tolerate all of this once whoever or whatever the situation is under the blanket of, but I value and love this. Then it's okay. Then that's okay too, that's okay too, that's okay too, that's okay too, and that's okay too. And Uranus comes in and says, oh, okay, so then I guess the only way to change you is to change what you value and who you value. So then those people, the new things and the new people that come in, there won't be anything like this coming in under the blanket. You know, if you know that you're dealing with a heart-based energy that will just envelop, and take into its pride anything that it loves without question, further question, then you have to be really careful what you feed it. And I think, although it will seem not very friendly for a few years, I think what Uranus wants to do is feed you the right things. So even if, the bones end up in your cage, they're not bad for you. Whatever comes in with the good that gets blanketed underneath isn't as destructive as what it has been. Because a lot of what you've tolerated over the past at least a decade, but remember, this transit hasn't happened in 84 years. So a lot of what you've tolerated for a long time will become an anathema to you. You will never be able to tolerate it again. And you're listening to me say this now and being like, no, really? Is that going to happen? Like, what? I'm just going to not care about the things I care about now? Yes, absolutely. That's exactly what I'm saying. You will not care about the same things. You will not. And right now you can't imagine it. But it's going to be really healthy because the things you care about come with a lot of baggage and they come with a lot of pain. And the people you'd have a tendency to care about and attract come with a lot of baggage and a lot of pain. But you have this newness, and it's a newness that is sharp on both sides, and it is all about what is right and what is smart and what is the most evolved, and it is action-based. This energy, especially with the innocence of that Page of Cups, just love being offered to you, all sorts of love, all sorts of abundance. And then the natural inclination and want to prowl and go out there and be in your life. This is a trifecta of power. not egoic power. Because when you love someone and then you accept all of this with them, that feeds your ego. Because loving them means that you're right. You're right in loving them. And so your ego kicks in and blankets all of this because you're right for loving them. This is not that. This is real power. So this transit is going to teach you how to take what you already have, which is raw power, and refine it into something deeply and almost deceptively simple, but undeniably powerful. Right? A lion doesn't have to roar to get attention. A lion is just there. All a lion has to do is be to get attention. We've talked about that before. Now, as long as we're dealing within ourselves and our psyche, this makes a lot of sense. Now, looking outside of that, the third party situation, let me just be very clear with you, will get worse. Step out of it, because there's more than one sort of deception involved and your health is at risk. Don't do it. If you are dealing with a water sign, Leo, this looks fantastic. Looks really, really good. But you will know this water sign. If you're dealing with someone who's giving any of these vibes, it's not them. But a lot of you who are in very committed or very happy relationships, there's a lot of abundance and new stuff coming in and a lot of promise. So I would definitely say marriage is on the table, kids are on the table, very fertile time. Now, you guys who are more associating with this stuff here will also get here. It's all the same road. You guys just on, you're walking at different speeds here. So the situation that is deceptive, where you have a lot of doubts, where you spend a lot of your time in the Five of Cups energy of sadness and regret and paranoia, that situation is not going to get better and you need to walk away from it, but we will clarify it in the extended. As far as the Hangman and Tower, let's look at them as the road signs that they are. The Hangman's being a stop sign. Stop what you're doing because you're going in the wrong direction right now. Just chill for a second. And that's very profound, but we'll come back to it. The Tower, chill for a second because things are changing radically and this is the best seat in the house. Just chill. We need to sit on the top of this rock and be very still and watch this crumble. There's a fear-based thought process that's running you guys right now. You're really, really afraid, and I think it's because you can sense this transit coming and how it's going to shake everything up, and you're really afraid. For you, it's like having to change jobs or change professions or thing. You're like equating it with, falling out of a building and being homeless. You're scared. You're scared of restructuring what you love because then it's going to mean action. And if it means action, then what about security? Yeah. All right. Let's shuffle for some outcome cards and some extended reading cards. All right. So, Leo. The Hermit. Very protective of this card. Two of Wands. The Star. Four of Wands. Hey, there's that marriage. Nine of Pentacles and Seven of Cups. So this is basically your extended here, and then we'll clarify all of these and the major arcana. Actually, we'll clarify everything. That's what we've been doing in the extendeds lately. and then doing a new shuffle just at the end. So then when your sign is late next month, you can watch the new shuffle at the end and you'll have, a new reading. So we'll look at these, but in terms of outcome, you can see already how things are getting much better, no? You are doing a little bit of a cha-cha, the 3 of Wands to the 2 of Wands, and then back to the 4 of Wands, a little readjusting here and there, but Uranus is going to do that too. It's going to come into Taurus, and it's going to go back a little, and then it's going to come back in. So, we're going to do a little dance, but all heading towards what you want most. If this is an Aquarius in your life, we'll talk more about that. But all heading towards what you want most, towards what you want most, towards what you want most. And maybe that's part of the confusion, is that you want what you want most will first feel like breaking of bones and, oh my God, this is the height of despair. And then with a little self-knowledge and bravery and time, you will see. So we'll go into the why, what, who, where of it in the extended. I love you guys. I'm going to do a bunch of satsangs in August, starting in San Francisco, August 7th. And inshallah, my book will be for sale by then, so that should be cool. It's already for sale. It's already on sale. The hardcover should be available by then. All right, and we'll look. Bottom of the deck is the High Priestess, King of Swords, Queen of Swords. Okay. That Aquarius energy coming through strong. The Moon, yeah. The Lovers, Leo, and then what's under Leo? The Fool. Okay, yeah. So we'll look at that stack as well. All right, Leo. I love you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. The sunshine, first the crack-a-lacking, and then the sunshine. We'll see. We'll take more of a look at it. I love you. I will see you in June.